do anything. Need to get this set. So that I can actually read the chat, because YouTube refuses to let me know people are talking to me. There we go. Okay, it's gonna do the thing. Just gonna have to turn down this volume. It just crashed, did it? No, it didn't crash. Okay. Okay. No, 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 no. You dick. Okay, hang on. Can I not just go to live chat? Live chat, that's what I need. Shit, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to just watch out for that. Hello, everyone. We're just gonna be finishing. What the heck? All I'm asking, what the hell? Oh, I know what it's doing. We're going to be working on basically finishing this up today. And yeah, this is basically the rough sketch, and the hardest part was that thing right there. That angle nearly drove me up a freaking wall. This was used as a reference, so we're just going to get rid of that. And guys, I'm sorry about the screen orientation, but guys, I cannot with any other angle. I just cannot. I cannot. So, not that. So hopefully I can see some comments come through, if there are any. Like I said, I don't expect a lot of people to come, but yeah. But basically, we're gonna be fixing this up. Don't worry, she is dressed. So yeah, YouTube, don't even think about it. Otherwise, I will write you a nasty letter. All right. Let's see. Yep, we have a new layer. All right, we're gonna start with the Tootsies. Should I start from the other angle? Because for some reason, if you don't get this correct, yeah, it just doesn't look right. Let's see if it looks like that toe is overlaying the other one. Let's start from the other end. This angle is really tricky to get correct, because it is very easy to screw up. Okay, that don't look too bad. That don't look too bad. So if anybody is chatting, I don't... let me see if I can... Channel description, that's not what I'm looking for. But yeah, sorry about the orientation, guys, but I'm drawing on my desk, and I need it to be facing this way. I can't do it the other way. It would drive me crazy. Is there really no way to really just... Wow. TikTok really has influenced everything, hasn't it? Okay, the toenails are going to have to be very, very subtle here. And they're going to have really much toenail. We'll see in the coloring process. All right. It likely might be a little sloppy, so because I'm still getting used to this pen. So bear with me. But yeah, I had to do the rough sketch first, because, well, drawing her involved creating a butt. So I had to not have a butt on screen, otherwise YouTube would have been fucking on my ass. Even though you see butts in Family Guy. Literally. Okay, what is going on here? This back angle is always the trickiest one for me. So you can see her bum a little bit, but that's because she's in a bikini. You can see her butt just a little bit, but not fully. So we're just going to try and get this as clean as we possibly can. Pen, please. Okay, let me see here. This is the angle that I'm not very familiar with, so drawing this angle is always a trouble for me. Dinner will likely be ready soon as well, so got to keep that in mind as well. Okay, what do I do here? Do I just go over it like that? And then draw the ropes? Yeah, because that connects directly to it. So what I can actually do is just go something like this. Perfect. All right. Do the rope. It's not really a rope, it's just like a knot. Okay, I gotta get that correct. That's not how it would look. Yeah, that still don't look right. Be more like against her side. Okay. But yeah, you're going to hear a lot of tapping from the pen that I'm using. Excuse me. So just bear with me, guys. Okay, let me think. Where's the knee at right here? It's about right there. So yeah, that'd be about right. And if you're wondering who we're drawing, it is a character from a game I played called Frolova. And this is a art piece that I came up with because, well, spoiler alert. Well, I shouldn't say spoiler alert, but it's kind of a spoiler because, well, of what happens in the actual story. So if you play Wuthering Waves and haven't done Frolova's little quest thing yet, then I heavily suggest you go do that first before watching this. Because it contains the main... what did I say was the main highlight? No, not really. I'd say it was like one of the main highlights is what I should say. It was like one of the biggest things for the quest. If you have seen the quest, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And no, not the end part. Not the end highlight. No, I'm talking the, like one of the biggest things that happened in the quest. Regarding the MC, that is. I love when things sometimes like to work and when some things don't like to work sometimes. Okay, hopefully this doesn't make her butt too wide. Yeah, just getting it rounded is the hard part. Very, very similar to breasts. That's going to show if I don't get that out. Little splotches, I swear. Alright, there we go. Again, YouTube, this is not forbidden. This is something that is normal. It's a drawing. It's not explicit content or anything, so don't rant my ass, please. Okay, why am I not? There we go, finally. Alright, considering how I'm going to do this piece, I gotta think here. I'd have to put that as a secondary layer. So, let's worry about that later. Alright, let's just basically get the body down. Why I have no voice right now? I don't know, guys. Alright. Okay, that's about connecting right there. Oh god, that looks terrible. Let's see if we can get that a little more clean. Yeah, I don't have the proper equipment to like cast this to like a screen or anything, like a big screen or anything, guys. If I worked around it, I could probably do it with my PC, but that'd probably having a camera, or that'd probably require having a camera, which I do not have. Or at least the proper camera, is what I should say. Alright. Hopefully everybody's having a great, oh wait, hang on. Oh, I know how I gotta do this. I know how I gotta do this. So, we're gonna just avoid the clothes altogether. Considering how I plan to do this. So we're just doing the trace sketch now, aka the final sketch. No, that's sloppy. Oh my god, really? Just gotta get that correct. So she is dressed. She's just in a bikini. Oh, I remember what I was gonna do. But given the circumstances of, well, given the circumstances of like how my drawing process goes and all that, yeah, I couldn't broadcast that. Because I just don't want YouTube to think, oh, hey, this is nudity. Nah, well, technically it is, but in an art style sense. Okay, I don't know what you would call that, the curve thing above the butt. Spine. So essentially what I'm going to have her, because you can tell she doesn't look very, like, friendly right now. Well, she is a villain, so it makes sense. But what I'm going to have her basically doing is I'm going to have her, what's the word? Like, not exclamating, but just saying, go away, Q. You had your chance, bastard. Pretty much. Not in that sense, but pretty much in that sense. Okay, hang on, I need to get rid of that overlay. Overlay? It's called Bleed Dork. Okay, then the nose. Side angle, one of my worst enemies. Side angle and back view, both the things in this one that I dread. So yay, all for you guys. Woo! Right. So that's the ear. Let's see, there's the hairline that goes into the actual hair. Alright. Okay, so we got mainly the body outlined because she doesn't have a second arm. The second arm won't even show. Okay, we've got to do this correctly. Whoa. Well, let's not do that. Here's where this gets kind of tricky. Because her hairstyle is basically, what I call that, twin tails? Yeah, pretty much. They're like twin tails, pretty much, but more like pigtails, in a sense. So the connection points have to be valid. They don't have to be like what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have to be perfect. They just have to be somewhat realistic. Pretty much a like a rounded diamond, pretty much. That's how I look at them. Oops. If you're wondering what those are like pressure points. They're basically pressure points where the hair is like tightening, and that's what that symbolizes. Whoa. Okay. I don't like how that points out. So let's. Whoops. Step at a time here, guys. One step at a time. Yep. Would I be over a little bit more? I don't think it hurts. Okay, the connection point needs to be about right there. A lot of copy paste right here. Okay, now we're to the top. Again, I wish I could give you guys a better like angle and all that, but I just don't have the money for that kind of shit. So yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with my tablet. All right, let's see. I guess we just get the other pigtail out of the way. Well, not pigtail. What do you call these things? Braids? Like anime hair. That's what we call it. Oh. We're just gonna have to go one at a time. Very carefully. Alright. Also trying to maintain a steady hand, which is really hard to do, given the position I'm in. Nice. And if you're wondering what, I'm directly using my my tablet's mic. That's why the quality kind of like bugs out a little bit at times. Not really something I can control. Can only go with what I can work with, guys. So, but I appreciate those who understand. Okay, yeah, that is messy. Just like that. Rounded. Oh, shit. Ugh. Yeah, that's fine. Pressure points. The idea that I have for this piece in terms of like lighting and all that color aspect is pretty cool. I have done this effect before, but way back when. And it turned out really nice. Alright, let's... Does that look okay? I mean, yeah, that's literally her hairstyle. That better? Yeah, sure. Okay, there we go. Not really much to her hair, and I'm so glad for that because there are certain hairstyles where I'm just like, no. Like, instant no. Anything with like 3D style like curls or anything like that, that shit, I'm out. Because I can't with 3D stuff. The 3D stuff is tricky as hell to do. Perfect example, Rarity from My Little Pony. I tried drawing her several times, and it's just always nope. Nope. She don't like me, I don't like her. So, yeah. I just don't like how her hair is, and I can't figure it out. I know there's probably a trick to it and all that, and people have tried to show me how to draw her before. I'm just like, I can't ever figure it out. Whoa. If there's anybody in chat, I am so sorry. But I don't know why, but YouTube just likes to be a butt when it wants to. There we go. My pen should be fine on power. It's pretty good on power. It has the green light, so that usually means like around 100%. Kind of get that Twilight style bang. Oh, shit. Excuse me, guys. And that's honestly, hair is honestly just a lot of triangles, like a lot of pointy triangles. What is this? Huh, must just be a line I forgot to erase. Let's connect the shoulder correctly. Perfect. Okay. Let's get the eye. This is where it really matters. Gotta pay attention. Because I need to have her looking, well, slightly pissed off. Okay, that would go up. Yeah, okay, so the bangs would cover that. Alright, now the fun part, the eyes and all that. And I know that's not for Lova's eye shape, but whatever. It's what I can draw. And side angle, like getting side angle and certain eye shapes to work, it just doesn't work for me. It always either looks weird or it looks too like manly, I guess you could say. And considering Frolova is not a man, she's a female. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I've drawn her once before, and I don't hate it. It's just not good. Like, it's just not good. It doesn't... It looks like her, but oh my god, there are so many inconsistencies with the body and all that. Like, the anatomy just does not add up. But then again, you can kind of get away with that with anime. Because there's some, like, ridiculousness when it comes to anime. Okay, let's see. Okay, that looks sloppy. As long as it doesn't look too wonky. Alright, perfect. This is why eyes are always so important, because they're very, like, symmetrical. Everything needs to be on point. Okay, that's fine. Now the mouth. Through there. Okay. Did I miss anything besides the background? Which I'm not worried about. Oh, I need to get these. Scapula, or as others know it as, the shoulder blade. Don't see anything else. I think she's good. Because I plan to do something with the gloves. Which, what I need to actually do... Okay, let's just do it this way. Body outline. Done this before. Alright, now this would be the clothes outline. Alright, so, forgot to do this earlier. Did I do that correct? Yes, I did. Okay, forgot to add a line there because I wasn't sure if I was going to include it or not. Okay, let's bring that up just a little bit more. That's fine. If you're wondering why she's in a bathing or yeah, not a bathing, well, yeah, bathing suit. If you're wondering why she's in like a bikini, it's because these are all going to be summer themed. So there has to be like some sort of summer theme to them. And what do most females wear in the summer? Bikinis. It's not to be like sexual or anything. It's just kind of the only thing I can really draw, and it kind of fits for Lova the best because you have to go with the character's personality as well. Frolova isn't a girly girl. She is a straight up villain. For good reason, though. But I will shut up because if you play Wuthering Waves and don't want to be spoiled, yeah, I'll shut up. You know, I kind of guessed her story pretty damn well, which is pretty honestly predictable if you think about it. I mean, if you've played it, you know yet. If you know, you know. But I've heard a lot of villain stories. And I mean a lot of villain stories. Some are done well, some are done terribly. One of my favorites, no shocker, is the Joker. Done very well in some universes. He's done well anyway. But if they are not done very well at all, the villain is unbelievable. Or the villain is just not straight up unbelievable. Like you can't believe that they're a villain because, well, their story makes no sense. As I used as a tagline in one of my stories in the past, monsters are not born; they are created. That was the tagline for Reborn, because you aren't born evil. Nobody is born evil. You have to have a reason to be evil, and that's literally the way that it goes. Okay. Hopefully this looks symmetrical enough. Let's see if that connects good. Looks a little off. Let me try that again. Okay. That's not too bad. Just double check everything to be sure that I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. Alright. Yeah. That's also another reason why I like to just draw bikinis, because bikinis, they're easy. They're literally just two pieces of clothing on the body. Very simple to draw. Alright. Let's do this correctly. Clothes outline. Perfect. Okay. I think we're fine with everything else. So let's go ahead and turn off everything besides the needed layers. Holy unnamed. Okay, let's see. Oh, no, that's open. That's open. All right, folder. Okay. All right, I think we're pretty damn good to go. It's another thing I like about her is that she has a very simple hairstyle. I honestly think that would connect though. Let me take a look. That goes up. Yeah, I think there would be a forehead there. I think there would be a forehead there. I think there would be just a little bit of a line there, yeah. Okay. Everything else is pretty damn good to go. That moon is a little bad, but if you saw how we did it in that one stream, that's exactly how it's going to go again. All right. Now what? I guess we move on to colors. All right, so skin color first. Whoa. And she is slightly pale, so we're just gonna... Alright. New layer for the color. I'm just gonna bucket tool this stuff. These toenails are gonna be very, very hard to see. So I'm not too worried if they don't look accurately correct. I could just put like little red dots. And it look real enough. All right. Let me see. Oh, right there. Because you wouldn't see that side of the strap. Right there. Right there. There. I'm probably gonna have to use the brush here manually. There we go. Okay, did we get the majority of her skin? Let's see. Yep, looks pretty accurate. All right, now her toenails. Which they are red in the original. Just gonna have to do this very manually. No way. A little sloppy, but from a distance you can't really tell. Oh, the cloves. I never actually decide on the cloves colors. We do have her hair color though, so let's do her hair color. So make a new layer for that. Delete this one. Okay. Get the base color, which is like a grayish green kind of sort of. Okay, just fill in the blanks. I'm just gonna have to get those with my brush manually. Very carefully. Something I like about the brush tool or the bucket tool is that it doesn't feel like the smallest nook and crannies. That's fine though. Okay. do these manually as well. I started with actually doing that manually, and God, do I wish I'd never started with that, because that was pain. That was just legitimate pain. Okay. The other, uh, I don't know what these things are called. Like braids? Pigtails? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That looks pretty cool. Let's get that little bit of amount right there. About right there. Last character I did this with, well, technically, it was her, but this one, you really couldn't see her braids. Or whatever these things are called. I don't know what they're called. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I did that correct. Oh, I know what I forgot on the flash one. Okay, just get rid of that. Come back here. Get that little bit of... I forgot our tongue. Don't ask me why I put that on that layer in particular. I just do. It's just always been a habit. Perfect. Okay. Back to the hair. Okay, what I need to do now is need to get, because that's a little bit of hair right there in that little spot. Just gonna drop this. Because of how hair works. Okay, let me just double check everything. That kind of looks like it's going through, not gonna lie. But it's not, so we're not worried about it. Alright, her eyes next. Let me take a look at that chin again. Chin kind of looks a little fucked, but I need to fix that, don't I? Let me try and fix that. Body outline. Try and get this just a little bit more clean. Am I on the right track? Yes. Just gonna try to avoid giving them too pointy chins. No, for the love of... I have to just do this line again. I don't know why, it just looks off. Looks like her mouth's a little too close to the front. And given how things work, yeah, it doesn't kind of look right. But let me get rid of that little excess right there and see if that might work. Oh, wait, I think I know what the problem is. I think I know what the problem is. I always draw these things fucking, like... Does it need to be more along the lines of that? No, that looks off. Have to be like right there and just kind of curve down. Why do I always notice these things later when they're a problem? Fucking, I'm just gonna go with what I had before. I don't know. My God, that fucking mouth is driving me crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this little trick. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Let's move that back a little bit. Yeah, now it looks right. 3, -2, 3, -2, 3, -2, 3, -2. Oh, I should have just left that. 3, negative 2, 3, negative 2, 3, negative 2. 1, 2, 3, negative 2. There, now the color's in the right spot. And now I can fix this. Simple enough. Just grab this. Much better. All right. BRB. All right. Dinner time. Put this on hold for a minute. Let me just make a little message real quick. Having lunch. Is that technically lunch or evening? I don't know. Feels like afternoon to me. Alright. How in the hell am I going to make this work? Like that, I guess. Oh, I know I forgot. It's NASCAR Sunday. Oh, just need a food break. What is the best MLP ship? Hey, I actually see it for once. Well, in my opinion, it's Twidash. Personally, my favorite ship. Having food, guys. How about Sunset Shimmer Rainbow Dash? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. I'd rather have what's the name of the goddamn ship? Twice that. There's a lot of MLP ships that I like. I like God, I gotta think hard about that one. Rare Twice cute. What's the other Rainbow Dash one that I like? Rainbow. It's Rainbow Dash and fudge. Pinkie Pie. Pinky Dash, I think is what it's called. It's been a while, guys. I haven't seen MLP content in a long time. Like a long, long time. But Sunset. Oh my god. Oh, I like Twilight and Starlight. Star Twi or whatever it is. And I gotta think hard. Not really a fan of Apple Dash. Never have been a fan of Apple Dash. Oh, Fluttershy, and Discord. Fluttercord, I think is what the name is. Starlight Glimmer and Trixie's cute. But Dash is still my favorite. Did I say that right? Yes, I said that right. Set would probably be my second favorite. I'm going as fast as I can, guys. I'm just messy. Very messy. It's nachos, by the way. Nachos with chili verde enchilada. And again, it's not a butt. It's just a thing. But yeah, that's what we're drawing. I don't think her chin should be incorrect. Brain, why do you always do this to me? Why do you always do this to me? Always. I always get to like a point and everything's fine, but my brain's saying, no, it's wrong. Dude, no, it's wrong. Nope, nope, it's wrong. That's a good angle. Yeah. It's like having a. Ow. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, I like streaming drawing because, yeah, there's some steps that I just don't like. Not because they're like not fun or anything. It's just they're more of the like nuanced like areas of like doing artwork. And for that, and for me, that's probably trace sketch and maybe shading in some cases. I plan to do this though this is going to be such a cool piece if I can get it correct. Which I've done this before. Unfortunately, I can't show that because it's not safe for work for YouTube anyway. But the plan I have, because she's a villainess, is red, like bloody moon with like a red sky. And maybe having rain? I don't know. Wet hair is kind of something I haven't really if I can talk, experimented much with. That's really hard to say. Excuse me. I've done wet hair like once, twice, maybe once or twice, maybe three times. I can't really name all of them. There was the Freewind one. There was the the request one with the lady in the horse water trough. Uh, where else have I done wet hair before? I swear that I did some for the assistant the secretary stuff. That wasn't really when I was at my best though. But yeah, wet hair, really hard to mimic. My God, if I could get this chip onto my goddamn fork. There we go. Then again, kind of does look like her hair is slightly wet a little bit. Hmm. Maybe we can have like a bloody rain effect. I don't know. Maybe a blood rain kind of thing because red is kind of her like signature color because that's like the Fraxidus thing going on. Red equals bad. Start. It's a Starter Save Your fanfic series. It really is amazing. uh, that's one of my favorites. I really loved making that one. And before you ask, no, it is not Twilight. It is not like my version of MLP meets Twilight. No, it's not that at all. It's my own spin. It's my own personal ideas, my own little spin on things. My brother loved it. Well, tell your brother I said thanks. Let's get a little bit on the whoops intimate side, but it is nothing more heavier than PG-13. Nothing heavier than PG-13. And considering in Titanic, they showed Kate Winslet bare naked and it was PG-13. I don't know what that implies. But yeah, nothing nothing 18 plus. It's straight up PG-13. But yeah, that was one of my favorites. Not just to write, but to make. Really touched my voice acting skills. Like there's one scene in particular that I can think of. I just remember getting on the mic closing my eyes and just going for it. Like I was just straight up going for it. Like I said, screw it. We're just gonna do our best. And I think the end result was great. That's an oldie too. Man, Savior was what, like 2022, something like that. Hello, carousel animation. We're doing artwork, but right now I'm eating. Don't worry, I'll be done in just a sec. I also made a TikTok recommending your story to others and received 54 views. Really? As long as you credit me, that's all I care about. As long as it's just credited, that's all I care about. Why was the dollar sign thing just flashing? I don't know if that means anything. It is. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, carousel animation. We're basically finishing up an art piece that I drew and I'm currently working on. And it's for Lova from Wuthering Waves. But when we get to that like shading and lighting and shit, that's when it's really going to come to life. This is definitely going to be very experimental because the idea that I have is for, well, okay, if you play Wuthering Waves and haven't played her quest, then I heavily suggest probably not watching at the end because it plays into that whole quest. It's where the idea actually came from. But welcome. Hopefully, you're all having a great evening or afternoon, wherever the hell you are. For East Coasters, it would be 5 o'clock. That's pretty much evening. 5 or 4 o'clock, depending on if you're in the Midwestern United States or if you're even from another country. If you're from another country, then it's probably definitely either night or day. It's probably night then. Yeah, probably very late if you're from a foreign country. Oh, hang on, let me get that out. But right now, we're just in the coloring process. We're starting the coloring process anyway. This is for the summertime series of arts uh, on my YouTube Shorts like content. Ow. Whew. Oh, Jesus. Spicy. Have I ever watched Invincible? No, but I have seen the memes. I know nothing about it except the memes. Really don't partake in much media outside of like games and social media and stuff like that. There we go. Get out of there. Come on. There it goes. Finally. But yep, if you stick around, we'll definitely be getting back to the arts. Right now I'm just chilling. Right now I'm just chilling with you guys and having some food. Hopefully you don't hear every single chomp that I'm making. That'd be annoying. Biggest challenge is getting it on my fork. Which, if you guys don't know anything about the Summertime series, basically it's just a series of arcs with like characters that I like, or just very popular characters in general, in like a summertime setting. It's just a fun little thing that helps me practice art, and yeah, pretty much that's the whole gist of it. Now I will. Now I will be completely honest. I am no professional whatsoever. I just started. It'll be 1 year next month. 1 year next month. That is fucking crazy to think about. It's already been a year. That's absolutely nuts in my head. I think I started. Was it late August? I think it was late August. For that, I'd have to go back to my Twitter and take a look. But I think it was late to mid August is when I think I started, because I remember it wasn't early. One night I just got the idea, while talking with some friends. You know what? I want to try artwork, because I was in a call with an artist, and they kind of inspired me, because I was seeing what they were doing and I'm like, this doesn't look that difficult, you know? Boy, was I wrong. But yep, I've just been learning how to draw step by step by just drawing something every single day, trying different challenges when I was ready for them or when I think I'm ready for them. Just kind of going outside the box every once in a while. Got experience through doing requests for people. And that was that. And honestly, the thing that's taught me a lot is just like doing different things for different people, because they basically set exactly what I need to draw, and I have to follow it. And some of them pretty tricky. There was some I had to turn down because I was just not capable of drawing it. But my least favorite things to draw, God, fucking Pokemon characters. I hate Pokemon characters. Why? They make no sense. As in the humans, they make zero sense. Their hairstyles make no sense. Their anatomy, their anatomy makes sense, but it's just their hair that doesn't make any goddamn sense. And I remember I had to draw two in one piece. Uh, and there's one that I just can't remember the name of. Oh wait, Bianca and Sabrina. That was their names. Excuse me. Bianca and Sabrina. And I don't remember which one it was, but it was the one with the freaking like orange vest and like sweatpants. That one, I could not figure hair out for God's sake. Like her hair, zero, made zero sense. It looks like a cone, or it kind of looks like a giant, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like a, it just doesn't make sense to me, because the way I draw is like accurate, like accurate to real life. Minus the fact that anime characters' heads are way bigger than humans. Like anime characters have way bigger heads than an actual human does. But those are my least favorite things to draw. 100%. I hate drawing Pokemon characters because they don't make any goddamn sense. Like, what was the first one I had to draw? It was the villainous. Like, it was like the villain lady. I don't remember her goddamn name. But she has like this giant, like, triangular style hair thing going on. And yeah, her hair. I had to draw it wet for one thing. So that was the one thing that really made it even more harder. I'm like, how in the hell do I draw this hair that already doesn't make any sense like this? You know, it didn't make any sense to me. So essentially, it turned into I need to basically go with what I can draw, like just apply my style to it, my own spin, and yep. The person was happy. Both of the people that I drew like Pokemon characters for were happy. So that's all I care about. If the customer's happy, I'm happy. All right. Breakfast for dinner today. Hey, breakfast for dinner is never bad. That was a lot of chill, right? Holy shit. All right, guys. I'm going to put this in the sink. Then we'll come back and we'll get back to work. Or not work, but drawing. Excuse me. All right. Back. Now the first thing I need to do. Oh, my eyes go something like that. Bigger. There we go. All right. Where were we? Oh, yeah, the clothes colors. The clothes colors. First, let's do the eye colors. Let's get the eye colors arranged. So it's like 2 different shades of violet. So we need to go like that. Oh, oops. Just make sure I get that accurately. Turn that off. Fill this in. Make sure I'm on the right track first. Yep. Perfect. And then I need the second color, which is this one. Perfect. Nice. Right. So I'll check that from a distance. Yeah, it looks fine. Yep, she looks fine. All right. Now the clothes colors. What the heck? Oh. So get rid of this layer. Okay, so that would be the eyes. Clothes colors need to be on top. Yep. Okay. I think it's either red or black, honestly. Like reds and blacks are going to fit most likely here. Guys, look, if you don't know what Frolova looks like, let me show you. That's Frolova. That's what she looks like, usually. So, yeah, as you can see, like reds, blacks, that's what she likes the most. So I feel like that's our best option here, which is probably going to be like a violet, not a violet, a like maroonish kind of red. I don't know. Let's just test around and see what happens. I think that's a little too light. Well, then again, the stripe needs to be a darker color, so let's try this red first and see what happens. Excuse me. Again, I am not a professional. So if you're expecting professionalism, don't expect professionalism. Okay. Feels like a repeat of the Carlotta one, I'm not going to lie. Or do I want to go like a black on top? Maybe a black? Let's try just a darker red. Punky? What the fuck? Pony Punky, the most underrated MLP song. I don't even know which one you're talking about. That sounds like a Pinkie Pie song. Depends on which episode it's from. Let's see. Do I want that the other way around? Maybe I'd want that the other way around. Is that the... Yeah, I think I want that the other way around. Ah, shit. Let me try... Erase that. Let's make the straps that color. Then make the base color of the one strap this color and see how that blends. It's too light. Let's try a little darker. That's not too bad, but I still think that it needs to be darker. That is a better color for the strap, or this particular strap, though. Okay, that's like the clip area, so we're just going to kind of leave that like that. Or what I could do, let me try this. Why does this always get me? Let me try. Again, guys, I'm not trying to be, like, lewd or anything. It's just the clothing position. It's where it goes, so I have to follow the... I have to follow it, basically. Same thing to you, YouTube. This is not anything implied, you know, lewdly. It's just how it goes. Okay. Let me try this. Whoopsie. Then maybe go like a gold for the for the clip color. Because gold does kind of fit this aspect too. I guess I could just go like that. Okay, then what I need to do is I need to go to close outline. Lower this a lot. So I can do this more accurately. Ah, shit. Lower that quite a bit. Just gotta be careful here. From a distance, that doesn't look too bad. Pony Pokey. Okay, I've heard that one. I've heard that one. For sure, I've heard that. I think it's just the contrast. I believe it's just the contrast. Once we add like contrast and all that, it'll really start to pick up. It feels like... I don't know, guys. I don't know. Alright. I feel that's fine for close colors. I feel that's fine. Alright, let's see.
Hey, I would have helped you get that.
Let's see.
I'll get it.
I need to go behind these layers.
Can you hear me?
Sorry, guys.
I said, I'm gonna have a smoke real quick. I'll get that.
My fault. It's spelled wrong. Let's see. So this would be the grass. Okay. The sky. Do I go like a black, like just a regular nighttime, or do I go like a reddish color? Because this up here, I plan to, whoops, not make that color. Let's just put that on a separate layer. Okay, so this, hang on guys, I gotta think. It's like a blood moon, pretty much. I don't know, it all depends on how the lighting actually comes through. That's the thing. This is gonna be tricky. That kind of looks like a sunset. Well, again, kind of just looks like a sunset. Huh. I don't know. How detailed will the final piece be? Do you plan to add any lighting fits? Yes, lighting comes last. Right now, I'm in the stage where I have to decide the base colors, which I don't know how this is actually going to work because of how I plan to do this. Like, would the grass even be green at that point? It'd be kind of more like a darker kind of color, like a darker green. Change color. let's see if I maybe, let's see. That's not too bad. Like, it's really hard to depict right now because, well, I don't have any light. I may actually need to look up a, ooh, brown actually is pretty good. It's like a, that'd be like a yellowish brown. Ooh, that is kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. That is cool. Carousel, thank you. That's actually a really cool effect. Uh, yeah, when it comes to contrasting colors, I don't know jack. So thank you. All the help, please. Because what I'm planning to have is like a bloody moon, pretty much, like blood red shit going on. Because, again, you need to know the story and all that shit. Okay, so this would be whatever. We haven't really decided what this is. So now the question is, which color would the sky be? Ooh, that's not bad. But that's more like a maroonish color. Like, any help is appreciated. I don't know. Or would like having a night sky, like an actual night sky. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. This is where I just kind of dink around until something happens. That's not bad. Is this an app? Yes, it is. It's a free app too. This actually might work. Hang on. Whoa, 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 not that big. Okay, just don't point towards the eyes. Okay, that's fine. Let me just type it. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Kind of looks like, it kind of almost looks like it's in the fall, if I'm being completely honest. Alright. Now the moon color, which would be like a lighter reddish color, kind of like something like that maybe. No, that's too red. You're welcome. It's no problem. Dang it. Ooh, okay, hang on. That might work. Go a little darker for the pit thing. Wow, that is weird how that actually makes that. That is so weird how the brown, like reflecting with everything, makes that look green. That is so fucking weird how that works. Wow, art is strange. Because the effect that I'm planning to have. Okay, let me think here for a minute. Let me just kind of go to where we can work on this. So that'd be like a light red, like kind of something like that. This is just for reference. Like something like that, yeah. That's pretty much the idea that I've got. I can pull that off. It's not that hard to figure out. It's just gonna take a little bit of experimentation. First of all, I need a... Oh, that was my dad. That was my dad you heard. Oh, there we go. That's kind of the idea that I want. Let me just kind of reflect it down here like that. Like right now, I'm just kind of building a base so that I can figure out what I'm gonna do. Like for one thing, I know I'm gonna have to do something along the lines of whoopsie. I'm gonna have to do something along the lines of not that brush. That, then kind of turn down the opacity. Like something like that. I'm gonna have to definitely do something like that. But this is when the light comes into play and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of turn that off for now. Let's see. So lighting isn't really important right now, so we're just gonna kind of try to ignore that. Wait, why is it on the clothes outline? Oh, you dirty mother trucker. Hang on. Copy, paste. Oh shit. Try that again. Copy, paste. Yep. God damn it. Sorry, my brain's kind of being a butt when it wants to be. Okay, just erase that one. There. Fixed. Okay, we're just gonna put that as moonlight for now. But right now, that is not my focus. My focus right now is doing shading. Actually, let me just keep that there for now. That way I know which way the light is going. So, let's see. New layer. Okay, so if the light is coming this way, straight at her face, then the shadows are all behind her eye. Oh, I see a little spot I missed. Whoops. My pen's not wanting to behave right now. What the hell? Oh, like that. Whoops, almost got her eye. Is that good? Yeah, I'd say so. I could teach you how to do highlights and shadows and color. We'll worry about that when we get there. Right now, we just need to focus on what we need to focus on, which is basically adding shadows and stuff. So, later. Let's see, what's this? Anything? No. Okay, so what we need to do now is go like this and get a darker color. Something like that. Okay, so if the light is coming straight at her face, the shadows would all be behind her face. Or face, behind her face, oh my god. They would all be behind like the eyelashes. Oh my god, what am I talking about? The bangs! Jeez Louise almighty. Yeah. Something like that. Couldn't really see it at the front of the face. Maybe like that. Like something like that front. Hue shift the shadow colors more bluish purple. Just trust me, it's part of the process. Okay, let me think here. Whoop, not there. Maybe something like that. Just a just a little shine of it. Okay, so she's facing me like this. You really wouldn't see shadow behind like these ones. You would see less shadow there, more shadow there. Okay, let me think how this works. I mean, it works. well enough, I guess. Okay, same thing with the chin. How far down does that go? God. A little further down. Okay, that's interesting. Something like that. Oh yeah, her spine. Like my art process is literally just play until something happens. Okay, that's not too bad. For now. For a minute. Just gonna make here. Interesting. Okay, how far would those actually be hanging away from her is the question. Well, if we're talking real gravity here, straight down, pretty much. Like her head's just kind of chilling. So I don't know, maybe just kind of go something like this for now. No, that looks off. Okay, that makes it look like it's like resting right on her back. Pretty much. Just double check. They kind of don't look right though. Like, would you see a shadow there? Good question. Well, let's go where shadows actually would exist that I'm aware of. Not bad. A little too much though. Yeah, something like that. Remember, I am no professional here. This is just me kind of doing whatever comes to mind. That's okay. Just kind of put a shadow there. Okay, up here for sure. Just a little spot. We're not going to have much shadow work here, are we? No, because that's not how the thingamajiggy works. Doesn't that make it look like she's got like her arm out though? Yeah, it does. So it would be more like a subtle, like little, just a little streak. Carousel's probably going, dude, no. Da, 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 da. Follow the shape of the shadow. Would it be like that? Let me try this. Ooh, that does look nice. Not bad. Oh, that side scares me. Because I do not know how to... I don't know how to mimic this kind of shit. Oh well, as long as it looks decent enough. In my art classes, we used to call this type of shading the pancake method. I don't blame you. I know you're new to it. Yeah, I've almost been doing this for about a year. Is it ears or chin too? Way too long. Let's see. Okay, that don't look too bad. A little bit right there too. Yeah, I am no professional. And don't really think there would be a shadow cast there. Right there. Yeah, why would it be called the pancake method? Maybe because it's like the beginner's method, pretty much, like at the amateur's level. That's how I assume. Whoops. Hang on, I gotta fix something real quick. There we go. Something like that. Okay, get this like base color again. No, it's something else. Why would it be called the pancake method? That's a good question. Well, let's see. The light would be whoosh, straight at her, so maybe the shadow would be more reflected onto the ground. Oh god, that means I gotta draw a shadow on the ground. Just a black splotch is what it's gonna be. Or whatever contrast best. Let's see. Oh, right there. Whoops. Oh, am I on the wrong layer? Yeah, I'm on the wrong layer. Whoops. Something like, whoa, what the hell? Get the right color first. Something like that. It's because new art sometimes treat forms like they're flat and add lines of shadows just in the creases like the edges of a pancake. Hey, I just do my best. But if the light is reflected that way. Yeah, I've never taken an art class in my life. Well, I have, but that was for a different kind of art. That was for a completely different type of art. I feel like this shadow's not big enough. Again, that's not too bad. But depending on how far it is from her face, I think here. Ceramics, which is like pottery, pretty much. I feel like that's it. Minus this stuff, which would, God, I don't know how to interpret that though. Oh, right here. Excuse me. So the only thing I can assume. Just trying to figure things out. I feel like there should be like a lot more shade on her face, but I don't know. I'm not a professional, so I wouldn't know. And to draw shadows from afar, I don't know how the fuck to do that. What my opinion? Sure. As long as it's not too harsh. Because I am completely new to this. It's just kind of a hobby that I do, so it's not really anything new. Or it's not really anything serious, is what I meant to say. I think the only thing I can really do is just kind of move on. Does your setup have a layer blending mode? I have no clue. Is that on a separate layer? Yes. Okay. Just get the airbrush. Whoa, what the heck? That didn't make a thing, did it? I don't think so. Okay, think about light reflex. Yeah, I have no clue. No. Comments are in the way. I appreciate that, Red Hood. The Red Hood. Okay. Smaller than that. It always looks off the first time. I'm just gonna kind of add a color to kind of mimic some shadows on the skin. Whoa, what the heck? Yep. Oh, the fun part. Considering my stylus. I don't think you can really tell that. You can see it bleeding out just a little bit. Which to be clear, all I mean by bleed is all I mean is the color seeps out of the lines. Like, you know that thing that your parents told you when you were small. All right. Am I only drawing her? Yeah. This is a one-person piece. If you find a way to layer, if you can find a way to set a layer to multiply, that may be helpful. I think there is something like that. Rename layer, save layer. Oh wait, are you saying to like take like a copy paste of like the outline and like put it as like a thing as like the shadow, pretty much? Is that what you're saying? Because I've done that before. No, it's a blending mode. I have no idea if Ibis Paint has something like that. No clue. No clue if wow, why is it so pale? Also, never mind the foot. The foot this foot and me had a war. Just trying to. Oh, I can see a little bit of bleed. Whoa, what the fucking hell? Stop it. Yeah, I have no idea if Ibis Paint has something like that. No clue. Ibis is good for like, you know, beginners like me. Who just have like a comfort zone and want to stay in that comfort zone. Like don't really take art serious and just kind of do it for a hobby. Like that's what Ibis Paint is good for. If you're a beginner, you'll love Ibis Paint. I mean, yeah, that's pretty believable. All right. Let's see if that. What this color right here is supposed to mimic is basically another shadow. It's like a lighter shadow, I guess you could say. Kind of looks like it's on the wrong side, though. Jeez Louise. I don't... Okay, I don't think that you're... Let me stand up for a minute. If she's, like, folding her arms... Yeah, your, like, shoulder blades are, like, rested. They're not, like... Ugh! They're not, like, you know, tensed up. Procreate, I've seen reviews on it. It looks way too hard for me. Like, I'm a guy who just likes everything where it's supposed to be. Like, I've tried what was the name of that one? Clip Studio Art, I think is what it's called. In comparison to Ibis, no, I don't like that. In comparison to Ibis, 10 times easier. Okay. That's fine, that could stay. Okay. And I just like to kind of add a little bit of a tint of that to where the other shadow is, because I just think it makes it look a little bit more realistic. And don't worry, I will continue these shadows up here to the eyes. That's just I like to get the skin shadow out of the way first. Something like that, I don't know. Okay, that's good. Something like that. I mean, yeah, that's fine. And this is more of a more of a stylistic choice anyways. Like, I don't know. I'm just still kind of finding my style. Okay, would there be red on this side? I don't think so, because you would want this kind of color at where the light is not hitting. Let me just try that. Yeah, that don't look right. It is slightly cartoony, but because, yeah, it is slightly cartoony because it's got like an anime aspect to it. But not exactly cartoony as well. I don't think that would look good. Let me try something like this. Whoa! From afar, that looks fine. I do see a little spot where the shadow needs to be, though. Whoa, not that big, though. Like, I try to be as informative as I possibly can, but yeah, I know little to nothing about this. It's just a hobby. Okay, let's see. I think we just move on to the hair next. The hair's where it's going to get fun. Did I do that correctly? No. Well, I can see that. Excuse me. Got that color. Lower it down a little bit. Okay, so the shadows would just basically follow these ones, I think. Oh, shit. Come on. Yeah, something like that. And shadows are really what brings something to life, because it gives it more realism. Okay, you wouldn't see that shadow. That's a freaking bad line, but whatever. Maybe there's more like that. How long will my stream be? I have no idea. No clue. Depending on how long it just depends on how long this takes. Hmm. Okay, that's not too bad. Maybe add just a little speck of something right there. You know, it does look off. Well, depending on how long my lighting process goes, yeah. And the lighting process all depends, honestly. Lighting process just all depends. And that's not bad. Smooth out just a little bit. Smooth out again. Whoa, not that far up. That's fine. Okay, let me think here. Now, how does this work? I believe it's just something like that. Pretty much. That's a little too much. Also, don't worry about it. Red Hood, sorry, I'm terrible with names. Don't worry about it. The stream will be up even afterwards. So, but I don't know if how much longer this will take. It probably a bit because this lighting is going to be a little more tricky than what I'm used to. So should be interesting. Okay. Now the underside of this. Let me see if I just add like a little bit of a darkness here. If it might. Shit. Not bad. Oh, see a little spot I missed. Like to add the big shadows first and then the shallow ones. Okay, not too bad. Dumping. Why is that song stuck in my head? That's weird. I like to get it just a little. Like, I like realism, but not a ton of it. Because getting it 100% real, oh god, that would take hours. Well, it already takes hours, so. But yeah, trying to learn how to make something look as realistic as possible. Like, something that I want to eventually learn is how to make, like, the structure of, like, what's the word I'm even looking for? Well, you know how on the chest, like, you can see, like, the divot where the abdomen is and, like, where the abs should be? I want to learn how to add that, but just can't figure it out. And yes, I have tried. Okay. Okay. New layer. Airbrush. Now, just like with the skin, we add this. Let's see if my pen wants to be a nice guy or a butthead. So last time I did this, yeah, it decided to be a butt. Okay. Definitely gotta add some more, but that's okay. Okay, that's not too bad. Just gotta go over it twice. Ouch. Okay. Same here. Oops, did I? Whoops, a doodle. There we go. Like the most complex piece that I ever did was that one with the girl with like the wings and all this stuff. I classified it as a bad OC, but yeah, it was a bad OC. But I just drew it because, yeah, that's what I was told to do. Do I add a little bit more? I never find a YouTuber who has three talents: drawing well, playing guitar, and writing his own stories. Yeah, unfortunately, my writing skills have been on the divot lately because I have been, uh, what's the word? Writer's block. Like I've had writer's block. Pretty much can't figure out how to continue the what's it called? RTBAA. Return to Bears Without Lakers. Is that too much gray? Yeah, it's a little too much. So let's tone that down just a little bit. Like, eventually, it will come to me. It's just a matter of when. Did I? My brother asked me if I got good grades. My brother asked me if you got good grades. Oh. For the most part, yeah. For the most part. There were some classes I was good at, some I was not so good at, like math. Of course, I was terrible at math. Math was not my friend at all. It is nowadays, but yeah, I was not good at math. But I was the teacher's pet kind of guy. Oh, yeah, I like that effect better. I was a teacher's pet kind of guy. Like, I was fantastic at, like, language arts. I was great at gym. I was great at, science. Science, astronomy. I love that shit. Biology, not so much. I believe those were like my... Oh, chemistry. Loved chemistry. I was good at all of them. But yeah, I never took an art class in my life besides ceramics. And ceramics is a totally different kind of ball game in comparison to everything else. Oh wait, doesn't she have like that streak thing in her hair? Ah, shit. Did I go to college? No. Never went to college. Wait. Could I do... Could I do the thing off the top of her head? I mean, I could. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? Is what I say. Okay, that looks like dog shit. Too thick. It's too thick of a brush. Let's see if this might work. But yeah, I was great in almost everything besides, like, math and shit. I was terrible at that shit. Yeah. trauma. That could work. It doesn't look off. You get A's and B's. I got A's, B's, and mostly C's. Like, rarely did I ever get a D, and if I ever got a D, it's because, well, my teachers weren't being very helpful, were they? Frolova, do you have a, like, streak that goes through your hair? I believe she does. How in the fuck does that work? I swear, some anime characters just don't make any goddamn sense. Yeah. Yeah, you see, yeah, you see, let's see, you see that? Wrong thing. You see that? This thing? I don't understand how that even works in her hair. Because there's like no connection point. Like, I'm looking for any connection point, like, right up in these areas, but I don't see anything. Okay, so what would it be? It's like a pink. It's like a pinkish... Let me just try something. Turn that off. Hair, hair, hair. I believe it's probably right. Oh, wait, where's the eyes? Right there. Let me see if I can do something maybe like this. Like from one point to the other. Because it's more of a highlight than anything. It doesn't make any sense, but okay. That's the things in art I don't like. Like, where the fuck does that connect up here? Where's the connection point? There needs to be a connection, like, point. Hair just don't disappear like that. I could try something along the lines of just that. Like, is it just a thing that exists? Like, I don't get it. It looks off. Like, it just doesn't look right to me. There needs to be a connection point, and that drives me crazy. The only thing I could do is go something along the lines of maybe that. And even then, that's pushing it. Sorry, when things just don't make sense, it bugs me. Let me lower the brush size a little bit. Like that, like this. And we'll just go something like that. There. Now shows her hair highlight. That almost came out wrong. Yeah, otherwise it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Okay. Another thing I kind of want to do is kind of maybe have her, even though this is not canon at all, maybe have a glowing eye effect, because glowing eyes are actually really cool. They're really fun to create too. because the idea of the piece is for her to be pissed. Pissed and kind of sad. I think... Oh. Almost forgot this shadow. Excuse me. Because there has to be one in the mouth. I think she looks pretty damn good. I'd say she looks pretty solid. She looks 3D. Well, not 3D, but you know what I mean. She looks realistic enough. Okay. Shit. I think we're just down to lighting now. Unless, hang on. Okay. For that, I definitely need a reference. How did I create, like, the rain effect? And the only piece I can think of that has that kind of effect is the free run piece that I drew. And that is quite a ways back. That would be under that one. Free Ren. Oh my god, this is this. No fucking. Holy wow. That is way further back than I thought it was. Okay, they're just little, like, things. Pretty much. Wait, when did I draw this? January, February, March, April. That was April? Holy shit. Okay, hopefully I'm on the right thing. Ooh, that would be a mess. Okay, so how I did the rain, like, effect was just like little splotches. It's basically the same way as I do hair. It looked a little bit different. Alright. Let's see if we can do... Okay, so what I gotta do first is figure out where I need to be in layers. So I need to be on top of the sky, I need to be on top of the grass. I do need to be on top of her as well. So probably on top of everything, honestly. So that could be this layer. The question is, what is the right color? Blood is like a dark, like, reddish color. I don't know if that would fit, though. Guess the only way to find out is to try, right? Oh, yeah, you can't even see that. You can't even see that. That needs to be way brighter. That could work. That could definitely work. Because the rain would kind of be that color anyways. Oh, God. This is going to be kind of tricky. I remember it was a pain in the ass to get this effect. Kind of looks like a bunch of... I don't know how to explain it. Like, it just doesn't look like rain. I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't look like rain. Did I draw it in front of her? I don't think I did. I did not. Try blurring the layer. Maybe I did add a little bit of a blur effect to it. I don't remember. It was in April, so it's been a while. Where is the blur? There it is. Gaussian. That kind of gives something. Because it doesn't need much. I know that for a fact. Maybe 6 is a good play. I know one effect. I know one effect that I need to add because it kind of fits the whole narrative. Let's see. That kind of does look better though. We're just gonna name that. Blood rain. Because it does look like it's not actually blood. It's rain being reflected by the actual light of the moon. Okay. That's a maybe. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. We'll see. So let me think here. Where was I going for that next? I don't know. Where was I going next? Brain, I swear. Oh yeah, I know what I was doing. I need to go to this layer. Get the base color. Something like that. Darken it a little bit more. And just kind of get... Just kind of add a darkness to it. Problem that needs to be underneath the moon. So I'm just going to do that. Oh god, her eye. Can I please go? Can I please quit going off the tablet screen? Damn it. This was a tricky effect to get. Is it just something like that? Erase that from her eye. They don't look too bad. They don't look too bad. All right. Hopefully you're not close to dead. I don't think you are, but... Alright, I think it's lighting time, honestly. Okay, so for that... I think I need to recreate the color. Didn't I erase your ass? Okay, let's make that. Let's double check I'm not going over any sort of... Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, let's get that base color, not that. That base color, go up a little bit. Let's see if this might work. Am I on the... Yes, I am. Okay, so I gotta get this correct. This is where things take a little bit of work. So, for that... Yeah, because the light would reflect off the moon first, then kind of reflect towards her. This is the point of experimentation. Pretty much something like that. But not. What do I need to finish? Mainly the lighting, honestly. Let me try... Let me try this approach, then. Like, something like along those lines. Nah, that doesn't look right. Oh, shit. Alright. Let me just kind of go with something like that for now. Okay. That's not the right kind of deal that I like. Just that I'm not looking for. Let me see if I like just do like a red. Ooh. Is that more the right idea? Yeah. That is definitely more the right like clue that I want. Let me just see if this... Ooh, I like that. Yeah, there we go. This is more like the color that I'm looking for. Now I've just got to get it correct. Okay, let's put this on a separate track just so we don't overlay anything. Alright, just gonna have to erase it one at a time. Whoops. That's more the idea that I'm looking for. Okay, let's see about giving her that color. It weirdly just looks like the the color I used for the back. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Let me see. Maybe doing this trick. Like, it's gonna have to be brighter. And I've done this, I've had to do this trick quite a few times before. Either that or I just have to go a little further. Oh, for the love of... This is gonna be tricky. All about focus. This is also why I put it on a different layer. Yeah, I don't like that red. That red color for at least her face doesn't fit. Where's the actual one that I'm looking for? Let me just double check to be absolutely sure. Okay. Okay. That's a problem. Well, I'm sure maybe messing with it a little bit. Oh, shit. Let's see. Like I said, experimentation. Those look more like streaks in her hair. Just let me think, guys. Just let me think. The idea I'm looking for here is different. For some reason, this is pretty good. Oh shit! Did I? Okay. Do I have to double down on it? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's the skin color. Let me try and toy with her skin color a little bit. Just darken it up a little bit. Oh, Lord. No. Oh, God. Yeah, I think she needs to be darker. Which I don't know what the easiest way is to do that. That does look better, though. Again, I think that also means that the hair needs to be darker. Okay, let me see about that. That does look better. Okay, now I think what I need to do is need to change the hair as well. Oops, not that, not that, not that. Okay, it's like a grayish color. That's not bad. Darker, maybe. Okay, I think we're on the right track there, because it is dark. So, and the lighting of the moon is going to be the main light source. I think that's good. The fuck happened down here? Hmm. Okay, I still think that those hair streaks are fine. So, yeah, I think that's fine. The lighting does need to be brighter, though. So I need to figure out here. Let's see if I can find a lighter, like, reddish color. Interesting. Red is a tricky color to work with. Okay, there's got to be another, like, alternative. It's more of a pink. Like a pinkish red, kind of. I don't know, that's tricky. I think a lot of the light has to be coming from the moon. I don't know. We're just gonna kind of toy with the color wheel. She's very pretty. I wouldn't call her pretty. She's pretty deadly. Though she has one of the oh god, if you play Wuthering Waves, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, her story is very. It had me broken. Games very rarely ever do that to me. The last time I probably almost. Well, I wouldn't say I almost did, because I dead ass cried. Not in her story. I cried in this other character story, and that was Lee from The Walking Dead. I bawled my eyes out. I'm gonna have to be a secondary layer. Like, either that or I maybe just have to add more. I don't know. Let me try adding more and just see what happens. Like, let me try adding it to her face. It. Oh. Well, first things first, she's a villainess. So there's reason one. Two, yeah, her story, yeah, it was heartbreaking. Keep in mind, this is not my character. Her eyes just too bright. Maybe her eyes are too bright. Let me. Okay, then what I would have to do is I would have to go something along the lines of, like, let's just come here. Let's see, grayish color. Like, yeah, I'd have to just go, like, color her eyes in. But yeah, very pretty girl. Just deadly in nature. Very deadly. Okay. Now, fudging hell. That does look better. That does look better. Maybe when I get to her eyes and add the highlight, maybe then it'll kind of come together a little better. Okay, where am I? Yeah, that's just me. Welcome to my stream. Like, if you don't know me, yeah, I burp a lot. Like, I'm trying not to make it look like a streak of color in her hair. Oh god. Actually get that on the line, dork. I don't know. Maybe when I just add more color and stuff, it'll come together. Maybe that's what's got to happen in order for it to really kick in. Either that or it needs an underlayer of, like, white. Like something to make it pop. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I feel like she needs. Like, I just feel like it needs more color. Like, it needs more, like, a shine to it. And I think an underlayer of, like, like a white or like something that makes it pop. Man, why is red always so tricky to work with? That's not bad. A little bit of bleed, but that's okay. Because when I put it on something with a white underneath it, it made it work immediately. Okay. Weirdly enough, that almost works. Like, I can't explain it. It just looks... There. There. Hey, dude, don't worry about it. You're not obligated to wait around for me. I think I'm gonna have to make a second copy of this layer and put like a white underneath. I feel like that's what's going to make it really pop. That's the problem. It just doesn't pop as much as I want it to. Okay. Like, that's the color I need it to be. Right there. But I think the skin color is what's making it that way. Like, I feel like that's what's making it that way. So we don't have to worry about adding any highlights to, like, the color underneath for the red. So that's a relief. At the top. A little bit off the top of the shoulder. Holy crap. Girl looks like she's sunburned. Whoopsie. Okay, why can I not with this freaking shoulder? Okay. That's ugly. That's very barely noticeable. Now, let me try something... Oh, shit. Okay, let me just try this as a test. I actually got to nail these pretty accurately. That's not the one with... Yes, it is. Oh, dear. I've actually got to get this pretty accurate. There. I think all up here I can just go like that. Okay, now let me paste a layer. That kind of adds a little bit more oomph, but not what I'm looking for. Okay. Change drawing color. Add like a white or something underneath. Okay, what the fuck? Hang on. Oh, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Yeah, see how that opens it up so much better? See how it opens it up? Okay, now let me go something like that. Okay, but white is not the color I'm looking for. No, 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 no. White is not the color I'm looking for. Like, there had to be like something underneath it to give it some oomph. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, it's something. I feel like it's just like it needs to be something like this, like just straight up. There needs to be just more light, like that, pretty much. Not sure if I like the color of the I'm not sure if I like the color of the whatchamacallit, the grass. That's not a bad idea. Skin is just driving me crazy. I think this grass as well. Let me toy with it. Whoa, okay. Oh, okay, hang on. Ooh, okay. That's not too bad. Now the sky. What the fuck is going on with her eyes? Oh, I know what's happening. I know what's happening. That's fucking cool. Okay. Get rid of that in her eyes. Let me go something like this. I feel like the skin needs to be like a reddish color, like something that just doesn't that reflects her a lot more better. Yeah, something like that. Just like darker. Then in that case, oh shit. Okay, then the shadows would have to be a different color. That and the hair also needs to be a different color. No, 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 no. Oh my god. Brain. Function, please. Let me think. Excuse me. It's just the streak thing in her hair that's throwing me off. So something, whoopsie. Try something like that. Okay. For God's, why do I keep doing that? Darker. This is a piece where you have to kind of think outside the box a little bit. Okay. Now what? Body, body shade. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, now the streaks in the hair, man. I'm glad I put this all in different layers. Oh, this would be bad. Okay, the streaks on the outside are fine. Okay, that would have been this thing, I think. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. That is cool. Like, that is a sweet effect. I do see some issues that I need to fix, but that's okay. Okay. Hang on, man. I hear you. I just need to... Okay. Yeah. All right, man. Whatever the thing was for your girlfriend, I wish you the best of luck. Go with what your heart says, pretty much. That's the best advice I can give you. Okay. Definitely much better. All right. So let's where's her skin color? There it is. I need to fix the little nooks and crannies because I can see them plain as day and it's driving me crazy. Okay. That looks way better. Much, much better. Though her eyes do look off, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's see. That'd have been this, I think. Whoa. Yep, you can definitely see the mistakes. No doubt about that. I'll just fix myself. Okay, that on that side. This on this side. That side. Okay. Definitely got some boo-boos to fix. Okay, where's the... Okay. That's fine for that. Whoops. Okay. Now the sky. Or I could just do that. Make this a lot more easier. Okay, well, at least we have a sense of what we're looking for now. The only question is, why did it do that? Yeah, I didn't account for like the flesh color needing to be different. Whoopsie. Yeah, it's like a hellish night kind of, sort of. Just trying to fix these unnecessary. Okay. So the eye is too bright. So we need to probably go even more than this. Whoa. Maybe a little too dark. Either that or the colors are just too bright. Oh no, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. I know the issue. Alright, Carousel. Take care. Thank you for the help. Let's see. What am I doing? Oh yeah, right there. Lower that. There we go. Okay, gotta get that more correct. This kind of reminds me of The Descent a little bit. Not gonna lie. Gives me the Descent vibes. Okay, lower that. The fuck? Oh, I know what's going on. Where's the eyes? Where's the eyes? Right here? There we go. Okay, now this color. can't figure out. I think there's one, not enough darkness, and two, I believe we are still missing a little bit. But that is the right effect that I am looking for. Come on. Okay, that'd be like a skin show. It almost looks like demonic, and that was kind of the aim that I was looking for. Okay. Still can't help but feel like there's something missing, though. I just don't feel like it's dark enough at her back, and I believe that's something that just comes next. Okay. Okay, this is something I'm just gonna have to do manually. Just like I did last time. Okay, how did I do this? What the fuck? Why do you do this? Why? I don't understand. There's no opening. Oh, shit. that is definitely really cool. What is that? Oh, I know what that is. That would be the second layer for the highlights. Is it this one? No. Oh wait, that's hair. What am I thinking? Okay, what layer is that on? Oh, is it up here? Okay. It's 1,000. I just think these colors need to be darker. Okay, so I need to find that first. Where are you? That's the hair. I believe this is the color. No. Okay, it is that color. Or color, excuse me. I'm gonna try darkening the color a little bit of the ice. What in the hell? Oh, I know what's going on. There we go. That's more the idea that I'm looking for. Oh. All right. Where is it? Okay, that's the one kind of red. Nope, lighter than that. Oh, I know what's going on. It's because there's no white underneath it. There we go. Okay. Now there's still something I'm not. This is gonna be such an edgy fucking piece. But hey, what's wrong with a little edginess? Okay. Okay. We have to look up a reference. Teardrops. That creates a cool effect. Let's try something like this. I feel like that's a lot more accurate. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hmm? Okay, looks like I'm just gonna have to be very careful. Ooh, that was good. That was a good decision. I just feel like there wasn't enough oomph to the highlights. So if there's one thing I'm learning about working with red light is that there is you have to add like multitudes of color to it to really make it look realistic. Oh, for the love of. Okay. I think this is the last thing we need to do. She's pretty much done. Not bad. I know one spot that I missed though. Be probably like right here on the tip for nose. I mean, it looks fine. Not sure if I care for that though. That looks cleaner. Okay, I think all that's left to really add, honestly, is just... Oh shit, I need to fix that. I'm not sure what caused that, but... Whatever it is up here somewhere. That is a nice little touch. Alright. I think she's done. Looks a little flatter than I'd like it to be, but... What's today? Today is the 27th. Do want to add her saying something though, because it kind of makes sense. Alright. Text. What font am I on? It needs to be dramatic. Let's see what happens. Style. Okay. Let's see if I add. Drop shadow. And put something in the foreground, maybe. Looks done to me. I think she's done. Yep, I think she's done. I think that she's pretty much finished. I am actually really happy with this. This actually looks really cool. It's exactly what I had in my mind. The red hues, the red, like, punctuation, like, basically rage is what it's supposed to spell out. Does it look the most like Frolova? Not exactly, but that's not the point. I think it looks pretty damn good. Just double checking everything to be sure there's nothing that is out of place or anything like that. I don't think there is. I think it's pretty much done. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I'll definitely have the short up for this before too long. Probably tomorrow. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone joining me, giving me tips, asking questions, talking. It really does help when I'm, just doing this by myself and like just, in dead silence. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. And who knows, maybe I'll try a full art stream and see like if it goes against YouTube or if it goes with YouTube's guidelines. Like if I'm drawing like from the front view, we could do one. But if it's from the back view, there's 100% no chance because I've got to draw an ass and YouTube don't like that. So, thank you all once again for joining me, and I'll see you next time.